Hey there, everybody. How you doing tonight? Everybody doing all right? It's been quite a week. Lots of news coming in tonight. Lots of stuff that we're going to cover. All right. But first, let us get settled in. Everybody, welcome the new arrival, Bernhard Gruber. Welcome Bernhard Gruber to the chat, the channel. Real Darth Ghostface. Hey, Brandon, just stopping by to say hi. The Gatekeepers Alliance are going to be doing the next episode of Star Trigger tonight, so I probably can't watch you live tonight. Catch you on the replay. I have the worst timing of all time that I had to stream around the same time as Star Triggered. I am so bad at that. I got to start planning these better. Hello there, Mecha G75. Welcome to the stream. Good morning, Bernhard Gruber, from wherever you're from. And John Gets Gaming is in the chat. Everybody say hi to John Gets Gaming. Well, we've got a lot to talk about. So the first thing I want to get out of the way concerns Star Wars. The Rey Palpatine movie, and the fact that it is supposed to be on hold. I mean, I figured it was going to be on hold because that movie has gone through 10 writers already and has been in development hell for years. I mean, there's zero hype for the movie. So I'm not expecting it to do well at all. So, but what I find interesting is this shill, Star Wars Holocron. The new Jedi Order movie starring Daisy Ridley as Rey is reportedly on hold. Meanwhile, James Mangold's Dawn of the Jedi movie is moving forward. Ah, shoot. Wait, Dawn of the Jedi is from the EU, right? I think that was a comic that I think takes place before Tales of the Jedi, which would make it another movie that's ripping off an expanded universe title. But another thing I see is another insider is now reporting that the Rey movie is not on hold and that Lucasfilm are currently waiting on the script to be delivered. That basically means the movie's on hold. Because then they fired the last writer. Did they fire it? Correct me if I'm wrong, Chad, but did the last writer walk away or was he let go? Because I don't think the Rey movie has a writer attached to it at this point. I seriously do not think the Rey movie even has a writer. Oh, God, no, not the Rey movie. Exactly, Mecha G75. To think that they're actually trying to get that movie off the ground, that is insane. That is ridiculous. I have no problem with Ridley, but her character wasn't all there. Her character was never there to begin with. Rey is a fake Skywalker. She is a fake Star Wars character. In other news, and this is the main part I want to get to, because this I have a lot to talk about, is this. Everybody brace yourselves.
We won, guys. Spider-Man, the animated series from the 90s, is getting a revival, but it's not in the way you think it is. Do y'all remember when we saw X-Men 97 and Peter Parker was with MJ? He found her, but how? Well, we're getting a 4-issue comic series called Spider-Man 94, which will finally resolve the cliffhanger of the 90s Spider-Man animated series, and it'll finally show us what happened to MJ and how Peter found her. It'll be written by J.M. DeMatteis, who worked on the old show and made a bunch of great Spider-Man comics, including Kraven's Last Hunt. The 4-issue comic run is literally just going to be about Peter finding MJ and then going back to New York, and then he has to fight some new villains. One of them is Morlun. Now, I know some people are disappointed because we wanted the show to be revived through an animated series form like the X-Men got in X-Men 97, but we're getting it through comics, and that's better than nothing. At least we're finally going to resolve the cliffhanger.
Yep. Spider-Man, the 90 series, is getting a revival / resolution. That is awful. I'm getting edits out of nowhere where everyone is more Skywalker than her. Huh. Really hoping they won't ruin Spider-Man 1994. I am split on it. I mean, I have no doubt that they're probably going to ruin it because it's been like, what, over 30 years since that show aired? Yeah, it would be around like 30 years. And on top of that, given how Marvel loves to treat Spider-Man and Mary Jane, I have absolutely no doubt that Peter is going to get screwed over. Also, the fact that Morlun is in it already does not have me hyped. I am already expecting that movie to that is not I am not excited for that they're bringing Morlun in, because if they tie that into like the Spider-Verse movies or something like that, I am going to be freaking pissed. Was X-Men 97 good? Not quite. The Rogue Magneto storyline really, really ruins the show because the writer, the showrunner, had a fetish for that. Like, they really, really liked shipping that particular ship. It was not good. Does it need to be resolved? I don't think so. I don't think Spider-Man 94 needed to be resolved. I think it could have been just left to, the fans would think, oh, Peter Parker goes off, he finds Mary Jane, brings her back to New York, bada bing, bada boom, happy ending. Like, it doesn't need a resolution. It does not need to be concluded. I think it was perfect, like, where they left off. Normally, I'd be excited, but they are definitely going to botch it. I would not be surprised if they do. I guarantee you the only reason they're doing this is to make money. Because the Spider-Man fandom, sadly, has become so desperate for anything good that they will jump at anything that even seems like it has the little bit of effort put into it. You've got your Marvel Spider-Man. You have the Ultimate Spider-Man comic. And now you're getting this. I guarantee you it's going to make a lot of money. At least the first issue. The first issue is definitely going to make a lot of money for Marvel. So this is going to be a problem. Because that means Marvel gets to keep the lights on for a few. I do think J.M. DeMatteis wrote for the show, Doom Blazer said. Not that I trust Doom Blazer. He supported Anthony Mackie and his Captain America statement, so I wouldn't trust him as far as I can throw him. So there's that. It ended 27 years ago. Okay, so I was off by like 3 years. Not bad. I was actually pretty close. I thought I was going to be way off the mark. Hope this won't end like in the comics where she married someone in a different dimension and had kids because time worked differently in the dimension she was. I don't think that I don't think she married Paul. I don't think she did. I mean, yeah, don't get me wrong. Still, what she did to Peter with Paul was awful, and there's no defending it or justifying it. No matter how many times Nick Lowe will tell people, "Oh, you're reading the book wrong." You're not going to get people to there's no justification. You can't, there's no spinning that to make it good. If it somehow becomes successful, you can expect an animated adaptation of this issue on Disney Plus. Yeah. I guarantee you they might make an animated show. Maybe. Because we still got the god-awful show that is Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, that's still going. So I have absolutely no doubt. And actually, Mecha G75, I was hoping they would leave a certain Spider-Man out of it, but I refuse to give Hollywood ideas. That is actually one of my major concerns, that I guarantee you, because I think they referenced Krakoa in the X-Men 97 series in like a newspaper headline. It was either that or the Hellfire Gala. I think they referenced the Hellfire Gala, and it's like, I feel like it's just so weird for them to suddenly start reference stuff, because it's supposed to be stuff that's set back in like the 90s. So it's weird for them to reference the more modern stuff. But what I guarantee you they might do, either in the comic or an animated adaptation of Spider-Man, the 90s show, is that Miles Morales is going to have some sort of reference. I guarantee it. Like, it's possible that Peter is going to travel to the dimension where MJ is, and he's going to encounter Miles Morales. Like, I guarantee you that's going to happen. I guarantee that is most likely going to happen, because they cannot help themselves into shoving Miles into absolutely everything, whether or not it makes sense or whether or not the fans want it. And I can guarantee you, real Spider-Man fans don't want it. I can already see Paul on the Tom Holland Spidey films. I don't think they're going to go that far. Miles, maybe, but I don't think Paul. I was referring to them ruining. Oh, they already ruined Spectacular, dude. They ruined him in Across the Spider-Verse. So, yeah. As long as it's just a cameo, it's not that bad. Like, give him 1 minute and I'm fine. I disagree, because you don't see Miguel O'Hara get that kind of attention. You don't see Mayday Parker. It's always Miles. Miles is the one that they always have to put a cameo in. He's the one who always gets a reference. Like, no, just knock it off. Stop trying to make Miles a thing. Just stop. I don't have a problem with Miles in general, just bores me. Like, what really separates him from Peter, other than getting 2 extra powers? The fact that he's black. That's basically it. I swear, I am never going to get that out of my head. I still need to find the quotes. But I remember that Brian Michael Bendis and the other people who made Miles, they said that they wanted a black Spider-Man. So yeah, I'm never gonna let go of that. And second, I just want my boy Ben to get some modern attention. I have absolutely no doubt that they're going to screw up Ben, just like they did in the comics with Clone Conspiracy. Clone Conspiracy, man. Someone made a pre-write where Harry is MJ's girlfriend in Spider-Man 4. What? Someone made a pre-write where Harry is MJ's girl. Okay. We couldn't even get 2 games before they threw Miles in. Peter had half a century of stories before Miles ever came out. You have a lot of material. Exactly. Like, they didn't even wait to put Miles in. Miles gets his powers at the near end of the first game. And then we had to get his own title, which basically just ripped off the first game. And he was in the second, where he basically was Peter's sidekick. Spider-Man does not need, nor should he have, a sidekick. He was created to subvert the teenage sidekick trope. Stan Lee hated sidekicks. So Spider-Man should not have a sidekick. Thoughts on Miguel O'Hara overall? It's been a while since I've read the original, like, I think my dad owns like maybe the first 20 or so issues of the first 2099 run. But I liked him. I like him in Edge of Time. He's really awesome. Like, honestly, he deserves to be the next Spider-Man more than Miles ever does. Miles doesn't deserve the mantle at all. Because I was arguing with a guy who absolutely loved to glaze Miles, and he said that Miles is willing to sacrifice himself, so that means he's worthy of carrying the Spider-Man mantle. If that's what it takes to be the successor to Spider-Man, then pretty much any superhero ever that has ever existed deserves to be Spider-Man. We as fans should write everything related about Spider-Man. I agree, but I agree, but but Marvel doesn't hire fans to write their comics anymore. Or was that the movies? No. It was the movies. Marvel Studios doesn't hire fans to write the movies. Spider-Man is his own hero and sidekick. Facts. That is facts, Khalil. He doesn't need no sidekick. He is the sidekick. So, I think I said it in an earlier stream. I think it was last stream. I talked about the Superman movie, and either I jinxed it, or it's either I jinxed it, or I just have the most miserable timing on the history of the planet, because a lot of news has come out about the film. Like, the box office projections have decreased, which means I am genuinely concerned that Fantastic Four First Steps is going to do better. And I think the only reason it's going to do better is not because the movie's good. The movie is definitely not going to be good. I guarantee you it's probably going to be just as bad as Fan Four Stick. I don't think that movie's going to be good. But because it is technically going to be required viewing for Doomsday, it's going to be like a Captain Marvel situation. The only reason the movie is going to do well is because, with the Captain Marvel movie, they hinted at the idea that you had to see Captain Marvel before you saw Endgame. And we all know that Captain Marvel sucked ass and was basically the beginning of the MCU as we know it. But it's like, I'm so conflicted on what to do about the Superman movie. I might go see it just to see if the concerns are a little overblown. Let me look it up though. Hang on. I'm still kind of figuring out X a bit. It's got to be. She posted it a few days ago. How hard can it be for me to find it? Come on. How hard is it for me to find one bingo. Found it. Okay. Hang Hail, Brendan. Hail, George Lucas. Welcome to the stream. No, the Fantastic Four cannot catch a break, Mecha G75. They seriously cannot catch a break. The FFF4 were so irrelevant that I didn't know they exist until I saw something about them Spider-Man. It just shows that they were so irrelevant. That's actually a shame, considering that they were like the first superheroes that Stan Lee ever created. And technically, like, Marvel's first official superheroes when they started going under the Marvel name. So it's really a shame that they've gotten this treatment. It's really, really a shame. Anyway, back to the Superman movie news. Because I saw this tweet by that Star Wars girl on X that has me a little concerned. There was the news that they're going to change Superman's classic motto, his truth, justice, in the American way, to truth, justice, in the human way, which is just stupid. But then there was this. This especially has me worried. While Lois is a force to be reckoned with antagonizing and berating Superman is not her. The real Lois respects and admires him. This woman is condescending and clearly...
The part where I said that.
Yes.
Has contempt for the man she loves and depends on to save the world. So basically, we might be getting a scene of Lois berating Superman. Because isn't that fun? Isn't that what you wanted to see? Isn't that what you were looking forward to? Let's just watch the clip. And I pray to God that I don't get copyright claimed for this or striked.
You've gotten a lot of heat on social media lately.
I don't read that stuff. Superman doesn't have time for selfies.
Third person. You're referring to yourself in third person now?
No, it's just a thing I came up with that I thought I'd try to work into the next interview.
This is on the record, Superman.
Okay, well, not the part where I said that.
Yes, that part.
No, that part was an aside. That was off the record.
You have to say off the record beforehand, not after.
Why are you being like this?
It's fine. I won't write that you spend your spare time trying to think up sound bites, which are terrible, by the way.
So, that also has me concerned that they're going to make, that has me, really concerned. Like, it has the classic making fun of superhero tropes because a lot of superheroes would refer to themselves in the third person to separate the superhero from the classic identity. But also, Lois wouldn't, like, berate Superman like that. And I do remember, because I went to go watch Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. Because now I can safely say I've seen all the Mission Impossible movies. But I saw the trailer, and I do remember Lois was telling him about the whole point that he stopped the war, but he represents... I'm guessing she was going to say America, and Superman says he only represents himself. So there's that as another growing concern for the movie. I'm really, really not... I'm not as optimistic as I was for this movie. I really think I may have accidentally jinxed it. I am so not... I am... If I jinxed it, which I think I might have, I apologize to absolutely every Superman fan out there and everyone... Alex Hamilton in the chat, everybody. Member of the New Avengers of the Internet, a group dedicated to trying to take down the Gatekeepers Alliance. It's clear this woman making this tweet did not understand the scene in this trailer. This is a pretend interview that Lois and Clark are doing. Even if it was pretend, Lois wouldn't speak to Superman like that. She loves and adores him and relies on him to save the world. So she wouldn't do that to him. Lois is a strong character, but people are overblowing it. What kind of people? Yes, Superman getting emasculated by Lois. Just what I signed up to see. Solar Voldun. Hello there. Welcome to the stream. Darth Pause is in the chat, everybody. If the animated series continuation is anything like X-Men 97, I'll be somewhat happy. I think the one concern I would have is don't hire a shipper / fetish writer to work on it, please. Because Spider-Man already, Spider-Man has enough problems with fetish content, and I think Marvel has an issue with that. So, yeah, I'm concerned about if it's going to be something like X-Men 97. It sucks the life out of me. Yes, it sucks the life out of me too. I really, really want to look. I really wanted to look forward to this movie. I need something to invest in, but I'm not getting that. I'm not getting that. And now I'm like, is the DCU just going to be completely screwed if this is the direction it's taking? Off topic, but every time I hear Mission Impossible, I think of Kim Possible. I can see that. Second, what do they really gain by changing Superman's model? Just because human is more diverse? My brother, who's the bigger Superman fan than I'm working on that. He says that it's probably only done just to get more butts and seats. But it's not going to work because it's stupid. Like, what does the human way even mean? Like, as much as I hate to say it, I think Better Tomorrow at the very least felt like it, it felt a bit better. Not saying I agree with it or that we should keep it, but yeah. Why are people trying to take down the gatekeepers? Bunch of crybabies. Yeah, they are a bunch of crybabies who can't face the truth, Darth Paz. They just live in their mama's basement crying because we don't like the new stuff. It's a hopeless world, so maybe she has to act like that for the newspaper or for whatever she works in that unit. She is going to work for the Daily Planet. That much I gathered from the trailer. But it's like, I don't know. It just doesn't feel like her. X-Men 97 was good, though. Yeah, I have heard it was good. I'm not really going to watch it. I saw the original, and I'm content with that. I saw the original, and I'm content with that. Maybe you should try a new franchise if you want to be invested in something. I'm trying. The thing about Disney, it want to be diverse instead of focusing on fairy tales. Check. That is facts. What I'm trying to say is some people are trying to make Lois look like a traditional annoying SJW character. I haven't seen that, but she definitely felt a little annoying. What? You guys, obviously, Lois is a super hyper competent girl boss who doesn't know Superman to save her. Sarcasm. That's great female representation. Yeah. Yeah, she's kind of like a classic damsel in distress in a way. She needs Superman to save her. At least until recently, she now has superpowers in the comments. I am so concerned for that movie. So chat, type in the comments your predictions. Which do you think is going to do better? Fake-tastic 4 failed steps or Superman? Which movie do you think is going to do better? Because I'm thinking I kind of don't know, actually. I don't know which movie's going to do better. I don't know which movie's going to do worse. Like, it's kind of a coin toss. I vote Superman in Jurassic World. Oh, right. Is there, like, any hype for that new Jurassic World movie at all? Because as far as I'm concerned, I think that's a dead IP now. Like, no one cares after the god-awful last 2 entries because of that stupid clone character whose name I completely forgot. I pray that Superman does well. I'm probably gonna go with geez. This is tough. I've been seeing a bunch of Superman is Superman again, or Superman is good now in regards to the movie, so I might go with that. Okay. Jurassic Park was the only good movie out of that franchise. I would agree, and I am not even the biggest Jurassic Park fan. The thing with tough girl and nerdy boy is ones will be the normal interpretation of boy and girls. Today have to be diverse again and switch it around again, so boys are tough and girls are weak. Honestly, truth, justice, and better tomorrow would have been much better as the motto instead of the human way. I mean, sort of. I don't think anyone still would have been happy with it. Because his real motto is truth, justice, and the American way. Truth, justice, and the American way. The last Jurassic World movie was shit, and yet it somehow made almost $2 billion at the box office. Oh, yeah, I remember. I didn't go see it, but I remember my brother did because he also likes that series, and he hated it because it focused on locusts instead of, dinosaurs, which is what anybody goes to go see. That was embarrassing. That was embarrassing. How'd you like my first episode of my Spider-Man show? The Magnificent Spider. I have to go back and reread your comment on that, Bernhard, because it's been a pretty long day for me. I was working most of the day, so I kind of may have forgotten about it. I'm a Jurassic Park fan, so seeing it become a subpar franchise hurts. How do you think I feel about literally everything? I have had to watch everything I love die. I've had to watch Star Wars die. I've had to watch Transformers become mediocre. I've had to watch... Okay, honestly... shoot, I still got to go back and watch the next generation of Star Trek. But I've had to see Star Trek collapse. I've had to watch Sonic collapse. That hurt. That really hurt to watch that movie die. I mean, that franchise. The only thing really keeping it together are the movies. That hurt. I had to watch Mario die, which that took me by surprise that Mario could die. Oh, that reminds me. My brother told me earlier today, apparently Nintendo lost an entire truck load of Nintendo Switch 2s. Sonic is back, right? No, he's not. No, he's not. The movies are like the only good thing. He's not back. He's actually worse than ever. Exactly what I went through as well. Which Spider-Man show do you think is better, 90s or Spectacular? Probably Spectacular in my mind. I like the 90s show well enough, but I think I like Spectacular more. Because one thing I will say, I was already I was well versed in the Spider-Man comics by the time I watched Spectacular, and the fact that it was actually still able to throw me off on the Norman Osborn twist of him being the Green Goblin. Spoilers. That actually was impressive writing. I have to give it that. I will never forget that. Frontiers and Shadow Generations. Frontiers was a boring slog of a mess that literally had some of the worst Sonic voice acting I've ever heard. And Shadow Generations kind of pissed me off because they had to go ahead and ruin Sonic Generations. So, no, Sonic is not back. I watched Spectacular for the first time last month. Never had a chance to watch it, and it was the best Spider-Man content ever. It's like, yeah, it really sucks having to watch the Spider-Man franchise being this bad. Because it's so bad that people are jumping at anything and everything just for the sake of having like that hit of endorphin. Zebby. Hello, Brandon the Awesome. Hope you are having a good night despite the Spider-Man crap there. But I'm having a decent night for the most part. Had to stretch a little. My neck is kind of a bit cramped. Universal. I know probably nobody knows what this is, but a show I've seen fall off is definitely Miraculous Ladybug. Season 6 is all right. It fell off. I think a lot of people have heard of Miraculous Ladybug. Do you think Sonic 4 will do Amy justice? I pray that they do. I hope they do. Both me and my little sister, we hope that they do her justice, but I'm not going to say I'm optimistic. I mean, so far they've had a high batting average of keeping, staying true to the characters and actually giving us like the best version of Knuckles ever. So I'm going to say I'm holding out a little bit of hope, but I'm not. I'm like so scared for that movie when it comes out in a couple years. The current Ultimate Spider-Man comic is so sick. I stopped after 6 issues. I felt like 6 issues capped it off for me. Star Trek is getting so desperate for ship designs that it came to my brother Andrew for ship designs reasons. Oh Lord. I haven't caught up on modern Star Trek. I know that Picard season 1 pissed my dad off, but I did not know the ship designs got that terrible. Brandon, which Spider-Man character would you rather erase from existence more between Miles and Spider-Gwen? Definitely Miles. Definitely Miles. I think Miles has done more damage to the Spider-Man brand than Spider-Gwen has. Spider-Gwen, I have some slight issues with her, but for the most part, I can kind of it's kind of like a meh. My brother is extremely good at ship designs. Good for him. Good for him. The thing with Frontiers, the gameplay is fun with the physics. I have 400 hours of just running around in the open zone. Yeah, I didn't beat Frontiers. I got bored of it and I kind of quit. My brother actually suffered through the whole thing just because he's obsessed with the platinum trophies. But the running around wasn't too bad. I can definitely see that if it gets enough polish and they handle the game with care, I do think you can we could actually have a pretty good Sonic game. But other than that, no. Frontiers is a terrible game. Terrible. My problem with Spider-Gwen is the name. Why put your actual name in your secret identity? Technically, she's officially called Spider-Woman in universe. She's not Spider-Gwen. They just call her that for the sake of differentiating her. Because the Marvel Universe has had 4, maybe 5 people who have gone by Spider-Woman. There's Jessica Drew, Julia Carpenter, I think Maddie Franklin. I think Maddie Franklin had the name. And I think it's Charlotte Weber, the one that got brainwashed by Doc Ock. The Spin Dash update was the highlight. Isn't that incredibly broken though? Like, isn't that entirely broken? I started playing Frontiers and I heard good things. I got so sick of it. I didn't even get to the first boss. I was I beat the first island. I hated it. Because I'm gonna say it here because both me and my sister agree Cindy Robinson is the worst voice actress for Amy there is. Like, she is just genuinely terrible in every single game that she's in. I make no apologies for that opinion. I die on that hill. The way I see it, Spider-Gwen hasn't done damage to Spider-Man as a character, but she has done damage to Gwen Stacy as a character. Actually, yeah, I agree with that because I don't think like it bothered me all the way back when I was sort of in tune with the 2017 show. Like she's there, but she doesn't become Peter's love interest at any point. What was up with that? She's supposed to be his love interest. Oh yeah, I remember. That was the beginning of the that's the beginning of the Spider Island arc, because that show did nothing but adapt Dan Slott's god awful run of the comic. That oh yeah, I remember now because I've seen the first season. I've seen the first season of Marvel Spider-Man 2017. Because new Spider-Man fans will only see Gwen Stacy as Spider-Gwen instead of just Gwen Stacy. Exactly. How do you think I feel about people seeing Miles as Spider-Man instead of Peter? I saw Picard season 3, and it's better than the first 2 seasons, but that's like finding a fresh strawberry in a shit cake. Yeah, I agree. I heard Picard season 3 was good. Yeah, I've seen gameplay. I visibly I have to visibly keep myself from like throwing an axe with into my TV watching footage of Frontiers. Like I think the only video I saw was like an hour-long video bashing the game. It was so cathartic because I hate that game with my soul. I actually will have to do I want to do a review of it, but I did some research and I need to buy a capture card if I want to capture gameplay footage. Because I definitely have plans to do gaming streams in a couple months, especially because one of my favorite video games is celebrating its 10th year anniversary. Peter came together with MJ. Yeah, but you want to know what's weird? It's never built up to. Because she's in a mascot costume in the first episode with Venom, and then I don't think she shows up again until the final season. Like, what was up with that? Are they that allergic to Mary Jane? Also, hang on, guys. I need to get a glass of water real quick. My throat's getting a bit sore. All right, I'm back. I hear people talk about people as spider people, and I keep thinking of Spider Sona, which makes me cringe. Oh, yeah. That's another reason I hate the Spider-Verse movies. They really encourage that kind of behavior, and I hate it. I really, really hate it. Have you seen the Amazon show Invincible? I've only seen clips, and whenever I see Omni-Man, I cannot stop thinking that's J. Jonah Jameson in a superhero costume. I cannot stop. You could play Final Horizon if you if I wanted to torture myself for several hours, I'd play Final Horizon, but I don't hate myself that much. No, that is like God, no. No. I heard that was even worse than the base game. No. Yes, I am a Trek fan, Mecha G75. I don't consider myself a diehard Trekkie, but I've read a couple of the books. I've seen the original show and Enterprise to their fullest. I've seen all the seasons. And I've seen various episodes of The Next Generation and Deep Space Nine and Voyager. On the 2017 note, I hated how Spider-Man was so incompetent. He was constantly being saved by normal people, and it's just, what's the point? Going between Ultimate and 2017, I'm going with... Yeah, Ultimate is the better of the Disney Spider-Man cartoons. Because Ultimate actually kind of gets better as the show goes on, I'm actually going to say. I actually think it gets better. If I had the chance, I would prevent Gwen from dying by letting Green Goblin kill Aunt May instead, just to prevent Spider-Gwen from existing. Sure. That could work, I guess. I don't know. Welcome, Andres Hernandez. 2017 Peter kind of looks like Ben 10. Actually, yeah, I can see the resemblance. But that makes me wonder, did Patrick Brown design the characters and then the show took them, or did the show design the characters first and Patrick Brown just made them look a little bit better with the renders? Had some... I don't know. I don't think they really did. That happens to me all the time. Talking too much kills my throat. Yeah, it's kind of hard because I'm trying to raise my voice a bit so I can speak clearly into the mic for you guys. Because I think this is a decent audio setup. But it hurts my throat to talk like this. This isn't like my normal speaking volume. Yes, apparently the main heads of Marvel Comics hates Mary Jane and wants Spidey to change love interest. I agree. Actually, I actually found a Screen Rant article trying to defend One More Day a while back. What did Frontiers do to you? It filled me with rage. It was like the first time I genuinely got pissed at a video game. Like, I hated a video game and I regretted purchasing, because I pre-ordered that sucker. Because part of it's my fault because I kind of fell in with the rumor mill back when that game was coming out. So the game for me was hyped up way more than it should have been. Like, I was huffing on hopium because I thought the game was going to be amazing, but no, it wasn't. It was god awful. It was shit. Bullshit. Thoughts on Nick Lowe, Tom Brevoort, CB Cebulski? I only know Nick Lowe and I hate him. He sucks. Ben 10, love that franchise. The reboot was absolutely horrible, though. Okay, aren't all reboots terrible? Like most of them. But I might give the original Ben 10 a watch at some point. Right now, I'm in the middle of watching the 1990s Lois and Clark, The New Adventures of Superman show. I remember I remember the basketball scene. I saw that clip on YouTube. Because I have in mind she has multiple scenes. I only know the basketball scene because I saw that on YouTube. Fun fact, Stan Lee's plan was to have Peter marry Gwen and have Norman kill Aunt May, instead only for Jerry Conway to moronically kill Gwen. I do remember the reason Jerry wanted to kill Gwen was because he thought she was too boring. And Stan just kind of accidentally let it happen. That's what I've heard. Like, it wasn't until afterwards that Stan got pissed that Jerry just killed off Gwen. I mean, I'm going to say this might be a controversial opinion, but I prefer Gwen over MJ. Part of it's because I'm a sucker for blondes. I don't know why, I just am. And I have an amazing Mickey impression, so that was something I was doing for my channel, but I didn't want to get Disney copyrighted. Oh, that's cool. I've tried to do Mickey impressions before, but I'm not entirely confident that I can do it. Sorry, but Frontiers has a special place on my heart. Dude, you got to play Sonic Unleashed Stat. That game is a million times better. Where are my Sonic Unleashed enjoyers? Can we agree that that is the greatest Sonic game of all time? That game is like miles better in every, like that is just a way better game. Correction, the people responsible for Star Trek Online are coming to my brother for ship designs, and they have better ship designs than Picard's. Oh, really? My dad actually, he doesn't play it a lot. He doesn't play it a lot anymore, but he actually plays Star Trek Online. He's been doing Fleet Command a lot, though, recently. It's funny you should say that, Brandon, because I like Gwen more than MJ too, and it's the same reason as you, because I love blondes. Oh, cool. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I kind of flip-flop on Mary Jane. It depends on who's writing her. Todd McFarlane wrote her pretty good. Sonic Unleashed, what up? I wouldn't call it the greatest of all time, but it's certainly up there. And people are dramatic. The Werehog was not that bad. I would say it's the greatest of all time. I think it's, I mean, for one, it has like the best graphics, the best music. It's got like the best Sonic voice cast, in my opinion, of course. If it wasn't for the fact that I'm so terrified that Sega would screw it up, I would say give Unleashed a remake. And the reason I say that is because they butchered remaking Sonic Colors, and then they butchered Sonic Generations. How can you butcher Sonic Generations? Simple. Put Ian Flynn in charge of the dialogue. Dear God, I can't believe they had to go ahead and screw that up. All you needed to do was make Shadow Generations. I may not agree with it being a thing, but okay, it could have been like its own thing. But no, you had to go ahead and mess with the original. Because God forbid I be happy. Wow, so why do you hate One More Day then? Isn't that a chance for Peter to end up with Gwen? I mean, I may prefer Gwen over Mary Jane, but I understand Gwen's like her death in comics is very important. It's very important in the development of comics. So I'm willing to put aside my selfish desires for the sake of like the impact. And on top of that, again, I don't mind Mary Jane. It just depends on who's writing her. Thoughts on Gwen coming back as Gwenpool? That's stupid. It's just as bad as all of Marvel's other decisions. So yeah, it's stupid. Every time I see people call Gwen boring, it makes my brain explode with rage. I hate this argument. Yeah, I kind of don't like it. I don't really agree with it myself. I don't know. Sonic Adventure 2 is a strong competitor for Peak Sonic. I agree. I may not be the biggest adventure fan, but I can agree with that. I know Unleashed is overall the better game, but Frontiers will still have a special place in my heart. I like the art style weirdly. I like the story. Sonic should be more energetic. He's like barely energetic at all in that game. And no offense to Roger, but yeah, the voice direction they went with was stupid. I cannot get over that game. I could probably make an entire hour-long video of me just ranting about Sonic Frontiers because I genuinely hate every aspect of that game. Okay, most aspects. I will admit the first boss fight's pretty good-ish. One music chance, different monologue that has the same purpose in a child rescue mode. It actively makes the game worse because a lot of the dialogue just doesn't fit the cutscenes. They've changed like some of the bios, like they got rid of the mention that Amy has a massive crush on Sonic. And I'm like, oh, you had to go ahead and change that because God forbid heroes have love interests anymore. God forbid that a girl likes the dashing hero. I hated it. I hated it. And then there was the infamous like Knuckles classic Sonic exchange. That was stupid. I could go on and on and on about that. Thoughts on Metal Sonic? I like him. I think the best versions of him. I think Sonic Heroes had potential, but I really liked him in the OVA. The idea that he has Sonic's thoughts and personalities, so he knows what Sonic's going to do. I think that was really cool. Jason Griffith is the best Sonic actor. Maybe that's just nostalgia for me. No, I agree. Jason is awesome. I love the fact that he has such a vocal range. And the fact that he was able to do the entirety of Unleashed with Strep Throat just goes ahead and shows you that that guy is amazing. Like, he's a miracle worker. Also, come on, man. Him voicing Darkspine Sonic, can you not imagine anything cooler? Darkspine Sonic is so cool. Frontiers was definitely not Roger's best work. The whole vibe felt so glum. Yeah, and it's glum for no real reason either. Like, it's so glum and it's boring. I dislike it. Roger can be a good Sonic voice actor. Look at his voice in Riders as Supersonic. Yeah, I agree. Rogers is he's a good pick. I don't mind his 90s surfer bro voice. I just think he needs like a really good script, which he has not gotten. Cause Colors was bad. Generations he hardly talked. And Lost World was terrible. Forces was worse. And Frontiers somehow got even worse. Baldy McNosehair. Yeah. Also, are you a Dragon Ball fan? Has a deep place in my heart, but Jack, my brother, certainly loves it. I am not, sadly. I am not a Dragon Ball fan. Haven't gone into it yet because it's like anime and I have a weird relationship. I love Sonic, but maybe I might live under a rock. Who is Ian Flynn? Ian Flynn has been a Sonic writer ever since like the new gen Archie comics. And then he got transferred over to IDW when they acquired the license. And he pretends he's basically the Dave Filoni of the Sonic franchise, to give you an apt comparison. He's that bad. You told me once that Andrew is your favorite live-action Spider-Man, with Tobey being the runner-up. Why is that? I think that when it comes to like capturing Spider-Man, I do believe that Andrew captures Spider-Man to a T. Like, he is a proper, like, he's hilarious, actually. Like, the scene of him stopping the car thief, like, him stopping the car thief is the best part of the like that's a great scene. Toby isn't bad, but he feels way too sheepish. Like, he never like when he's in the black suit, and he's a bit more assertive. I feel like that's him being Peter Parker a little bit more. I don't think he's terrible, but he also doesn't really have any quips. That's not a fault of Toby. That's just a fault of the script. I gotta get more comfortable. My neck is killing me. Yeah, but wasn't it said that she had a special place for Sonic? No, it did not. I've looked at both bios. It does not say it in the new version. Yeah, I do too, Mecha G75. I do too. Thoughts on Ben Schwartz Sonic? He's fine. He's probably like my third favorite, maybe. I don't think he's terrible. Like for what he's going for, I don't think he's terrible. I think he does the job just fine. I like the Prime voice actor. Meh. Have you seen Sonic Prime next? God, no. I did not want to see it. One look at the designs and I was out. And the fact that it was basically like, oh, it's Sonic, but we're going into the multiverse. I was like, done. I'm done. I wasn't going to do it. Ian Flynn wrote Archie. Yeah, he wrote it like near the end of the book, like near the end of the life cycle. Yeah, I agree, Mecha G75. You just keep hitting. Toby is the most boring Spider-Man. He was also my first live action one, so I have nostalgia with him, but he is there. Yeah, gonna kind of agree with that. He's not the best, but he's certainly not the worst. That goes to Tom Holland, sadly enough. When Toby acts assertive in the black suit, that's literally how he should act in the red and blue suit. Yeah, for the most part, I agree. Here's your change. Hey, let mom and dad talk for. I think part of it is his delivery. It's his delivery, and those are sort of kind of like the most baseline quips you can have. Guess what my profile pic is based on? Well, it's based off of the Tin Man. It's the same way in Web of Shadows. I have been trying to track down Web of Shadows for a while, and it is like the most expensive game online so far for me. I was able to find Edge of Time for $70. But yeah. I know artists have different interpretations, but who looks more like comic Peter? Toby, Andrew, or Tom? It depends. Toby kind of has more of the body type of like classic Spider-Man of like John Romita Sr. He has the more bulky build. And Andrew has like more of the slimmer build of the later comics. I think Tom looks the least like a comic book Spider-Man. Best Green Goblin. Live action. Is there really a choice there? It's obviously whoever played him in The Amazing Spider-Man 2. I'm kidding. It's William Dafoe. I'd have Toby as the Peter and Andrew as the Spider-Man. Don't know if that's controversial or not. Nah, that's perfectly valid. That's a valid argument. Toby has no personality. At least Tom had some good balance between nerd and want to be cool as Spider-Man. I don't necessarily agree. Toby had some personality. I have had 25 chapters of Dark Plagueis so far. Everybody say hi to Knights of Undercover. Knights of Undercover is in the chat. I read Dark Plagueis a while, like years ago. I have to go back and reread it. I have to go reread it. Have you read the Ditko Romita Spider-Man books, comics? Peter had quite an attitude that you don't see nowadays. Yes, I actually do own the entirety of the Ditko run, and I have read the I've read several of the Romita comics. I have been reading those for a while. So yeah, I am aware that he's always had like an asshole like attitude. And it's awesome. It was really awesome to see him be an actual human being and not crying in the bathtub like he is in Into the Spider-Verse. When you look at Peter's physique, he should be more slimmer due to him always relying on his speed and agility in combat. So sort of like how he is in So sort of like how he is when Mark Bagley drew him in the 90s, I guess. Didn't Andrew Garfield have the exact same height as 616 Spider-Man? I would not know, actually. There's a lot of lore I found in the Dark Plagueis book. Yeah, I actually was reading Labyrinth of Evil, and I was surprised that there is a lot of references to other CW Clone Wars multimedia projects stuff in there. There were like references to the Republic Commando game. There were references to the first volume of the micro series. Yeah, there's stuff like that. Remember when Peter and Flash had a boxing match? Oh yeah. They sort of actually kind of brought that into the Ultimate Comics, although it was more like a after school fight. He knocks Flash out cold with one punch. Which actually kind of makes me wonder, why doesn't Peter do that with like every villain? Because if he's strong enough that he can knock somebody out with one punch, why doesn't he do that with a lot of his villains? Because I know that like Doc Ock is like a normal guy. So one punch and he could be out. But obviously superhero comics, so it's fine. If I was in charge in the MCU, I'd make it a mix of the TASverse and a slight more screwed up, less humorous MCU. Please don't make it more screwed up than the Ultimate Comics, because I don't think I could stomach the massive amounts of cannibalism that those comics had. I don't know what was going on there. I seriously do not know what was going on. Doc Ock's legs can move on its own right. No, not in the original. In the comics, before I think the Zeb Wells run, Doc Ock's legs can only move if he's thinking. They respond to his brain waves. They're not controlled with an AI. Because Peter can't kill. I remember he one punched a girl from the Spider-Man Wolverine 80s comic. Well, yeah, but oh wait, yeah, I remember, because Peter said that he used only a fraction of his power and he sent Flash flying. Yeah, I forgot about that. Thanks for the reminder, Andres Hernandez. Sorry if I sounded like a goofball. Obviously, I wouldn't go that far, but it should have a slightly darker tone. Yeah, I kind of agree. Sort of like how the early MCU movies had like a grittier tone. Favorite TASverse villain? That is going to be the Lizard. The Lizard was like really solid. So I also have another treat for you guys tonight, because I was flipping through my phone the other day, and I actually found a really cool fan film. I'll probably show you like the opening monologue, because I don't think it has any music that I could probably get copyright striked for. And I would say you can find the rest of it online. So let me share my screen. Okay. This is by a channel called Imma Give Ocean. I'm pretty sure I screw that up. I said that wrong. Revan versus Darth Vader, a Star Wars fan film. I'll show you the opening dialogue because I think it's really, really good writing. Certainly better than anything that you'll get out of Disney Star Wars.
I know you are here. Make yourself known, Sith.
It must be daunting, looking into your future.
I have no...
How's the volume, by the way, guys? Is the volume good? Is the volume doing how's the volume doing? I want to make sure it's not everything good? Okay. Everything's good.
intention of returning to the Sith, let alone of falling to your sorry state.
You misunderstand, Revan. I am not the future of your life. I am the future of your galaxy. I am in an age, millennia away, where the Sith reign supreme.
I will say, minor nitpick, I don't like the fact his cape's tied here. It's kind of a bit distracting for me. But that's because I really love the Darth Vader suit.
If what you say is true, then I will ensure that future does not come to pass. Why are you here, Sith?
Vader. Darth Vader.
Whatever.
I am here to see if you will open your eyes to the truth.
The truth.
The importance of understanding real power and harnessing it.
You have nothing to offer, Vader. Do not expect to blind me with the deranging rationalizations of the Sith. All you know is selfish arrogance, pride, and hate. I fell prey to those once. Yes, the Jedi were inactive in a time of crisis, but in ignoring their caution and restraint, I made mistakes. I saved lives, but in turn, I recklessly unearthed knowledge that should never have been touched. If you know my story, then you should know that I stand strong with the Jedi. They fight for peace, justice. For all their flaws, they are the reason there is any safety or prosperity in this galaxy. The Sith, all you seek is domination. The peace you offer is the peace of the tyrant. You subjugate and kill for pleasure. The Jedi are above that.
You profess such conviction. But is there steel in your words? You realize your dedication to the Jedi stifles you. The Jedi...
Whoever does the Vader voice, he's really, really on point. I have to give him credit. Which is why it only further pisses me off that they're using AI for Vader's voice these days.
Jedi create monsters in their wake. They force you to deny your deepest feelings and instincts. They even deny love.
Okay, I think that's a good enough, teaser for you guys. I would strongly encourage you to go ahead and watch the actual fan film itself. I definitely recommend it. It is a really, really good fan film. My head hurts. Too many great ideas. I agree with you. I have so many ideas, but I really need to get around to working towards actually, executing them. One of them is this channel. And I'm not gonna lie, I have been feeling overwhelmed with all the stuff I still need to set up. And I really think that I want to do good, but I feel like I'm not doing enough to really put myself out there. Because I kind of agree with the idea that it is distressing to see that you don't get a lot of views, you don't get a lot of stuff. I get that it comes with time, but it still distresses me a bit. Because I really want to showcase that I'm really in this whole gatekeeping thing not just because You know, not just because it's fun, but because it's something I need to do. I really need a new franchise to invest in, and don't even get me started on my burning hate for AI. I'll probably post it on my channel later. I mean, there's always the expanded universe. There's always that to invest in. I might actually end up bringing the my playlists from my secondary channel onto this one, so people can have better access to expanded universe material. Maybe I'll need to install like a PowerPoint so I can probably teach people more about the EU. Would you mind analyzing my episode for my Spidey show? I really want to hear your opinion. Yeah, I wouldn't do bad. I wouldn't do bad. I wouldn't mind. I'll give it a look-see at one point. In the words of Sam Wilson, you've got to do better, Senator. God, that is such a terrible show. I'm neutral in the gatekeepers versus the other people. Forgot who they are. Avengers Indiana or something. But I do like the passion. Yeah, I don't mind if you stay neutral. I don't mind. But as long hey, you're here. So thanks for showing your support, Universal. I really appreciate it. Do you think when Peter Spider-Sense goes off in Spider-Man media, he should always dodge attacks in slow motion? I don't think so. I kind of like it when he does it like really quickly. Helps keeps like the action going. You know, keeps it smooth, keeps it flowing. Because last thing we need is Zack Snyder levels of slow motion when it comes to Spider-Man. Anyway, I think I should start wrapping up the stream, because I myself would like to head over to Star Triggered and catch up on that, see what's going on. And I still gotta finish watching Mr. Grizzy's last stream, because somebody actually dared to try and defend the Acolyte and the idea of it breaking canon. Anyway, take care, everybody, and don't forget. Okay, last few questions before I sign off. Okay, guys, it's 12:50, and I've got some more stuff to do. Do you have a Lego Revan? Because I was lucky enough to get one. No, I don't have one. I would like to get one, but no, I don't have one. I will one day, Mecha G75. Anyway, don't forget to force push the subscribe button and the like button. And don't forget to stay awesome. I'll see you guys next time. See y'all.